Yes. Can you hear? Can you hear? Any volume you want to. That's Nay right there, y'all.
Nay in the house.
You gotta put all the way.
Nay in the house.
Okay, y'all. This is another episode of Gvibez. My name is G9. This is the 21st episode. And I wanted to say, and if I say one more time, okay. I wanted to say I've been finally we get Nay's Tacos up here.
I'm in here.
And go all the way to the. You gotta go all the way up.
I'm in here, all the way in.
And I know, you know what? I wanted Nay on here for so long to talk about entrepreneurship and how she started from the bottom to the top. Cause I ain't never really seen nobody start from the bottom to the top like I seen her.
Yeah, I really started from the bottom to the top. Like, for real, that struggle was real.
Okay, now you gonna have to put your stuff on mute. Delete. What? Silent. Her phone, y'all.
We're gonna put the phone up for a second.
Just for a second, just for an hour.
That's okay.
Oh, my phone too. Okay, so I want to start off with you, Nay, and give us your Instagram or all your social medias, whatever you want to do.
Okay, my website is www.naystacos.com. My Facebook is Nays Tacos. My Instagram is keepingup_Nays Tacos. And you can find me at any block, any corner, anywhere, anytime. I'm 24/7, 24 hours.
Yes, she did my sister's baby shower when she first was beginning.
Yes, I did.
She even, let me tell y'all, she even came in there and helped us put the whole thing together because we didn't know what we was doing on at the baby shower. But I want to say thank you, Nay, for coming.
Thank you for having me.
Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well,
you got to come a little closer to that mic too.
Okay, where do I start? Do I start from the beginning or do I start right now?
You start right now and probably, no, you could go to the beginning and then bring. Okay. Who is Nay?
Well, my name
is
Naylisha. My name is Naylisha, and I'm from Watts. I was born and raised all my life right there on 110th and Compton Avenue. Mm-hmm. I never thought that I would be cooking tacos in my entire life. You know, my motto was to graduate, go to school, get a 9 to 5, and do what you got to do to make an honest living. And growing up that way, that's what you think that's for you. Mm-hmm. And that's what I did. I started having kids, and I just went into survival mode. And when you come to a point when you're in survival mode, you find yourself stuck. So I stayed at a job for apparently 8 years. I learned discipline. I learned customer service. I learned proper etiquette. I learned people. I mean, the job actually wasn't the worst job because it actually gave me the structure that I'm in right now.
That's dope.
I thank God for that. And the cold part about it is every day I was at work, mentally I'm like, I could do better. And I never could find myself to do better. Mm-hmm. And life changes come. You know, when God say he got something for you, he really has something for you. And that job was just my stepping point. It wasn't where he wanted me to be. And, you know, trials and error came. My mom passed. My family was broken. And actually, my mom passing was another best thing that happened to me. You know, at that moment, it seemed like everything was dark and I was grieving and it was the worst thing in the world. But in reality, it gave me my strength. It gave me my power. It gave me my discipline to say, hey, my mom is gone. Can't nothing mess with me now. So at the beginning, it was hurtful. And then as I kept pushing and pushing and pushing, it just became like a butterfly. And really, I really appreciate all the things that she taught me because now it's coming full circle in my entrepreneur life. And when
Girl, you gonna make me cry because I already know.
And when I say life was real, me and my kids really went through it all. Like when I say went through it all, I just remember the nights that I couldn't give my kids what I used to give them. I just remember the nights that I used to roll around and was on E and pull up to my G-mom house and here go $20. She don't know that I need gas, but her heart knew that I needed something.
Right.
And that $20 for people that's listening might not be nothing. But when you in a life situation, $20 mean the world. Mm-hmm. And I was surviving off of $20 and $80. I would be on the corner hustling all day for $80. I got a $700 car note, $1,000 mortgage. I got all these things that I accumulated with this job that I had for 8 years. And I'm like, what I'm gonna do? And you know what? The only thing that I could really tell you that I did not do is I didn't quit. I went through every emotion that God could give you as a human being, to either say yes, to say no, to stop. I just kept pushing, no matter how dark it was. And I appreciate that, because that's when God was humbling me. I used to walk around like I was the shit. Jewelry everywhere, bottles popping everywhere. Back then, when True Religion was so in, I used to have the flights, everything. But guess what? We all have to die. Can't take that with you.
Right.
And when life changes come, that's when you realize that shit don't mean nothing. Honestly.
It don't.
Nothing. And that's when I had to retrain my mind, focus on things that's as important. And it took 3 years. I've been doing tacos 7 years now, and 7 years out the 7, 3 was dark. I used to wake up every day with a smile, but everything I seen was black. I didn't know. I couldn't even see past the other end. It was like, when I'm walking, it's black. When I go to the left, to the right, it's black. When I see my kids every morning, they supposed to be the joy, and they really wasn't. I was in depression, but I didn't ever quit. And I just kept seeking God and seeking different people that actually helped me along the way of my success. Like my G-Mom with the $20, that was a success. My best friend keeping me, supporting me, that was a success. Like, everything and everybody that I thought wasn't for me really was a part of life plan. And that's when I had to realize, like, you know what? In order for me to ride this ride the long term, you got to stay focused. You got to humble yourself. And whatever card that's dealt to you, you really got to deal it. If you dealt a joker, you got to deal with that joker. If you dealt a high or low card, you got to deal with that. And that's, I think, what's the most challenging part, because people don't know how to handle when cards is being dealt to you, because it really affect your kids, you, your friend, even your friends that used to party with and hang out with, that looked up to you because you just was that person to them, and they see you like this now, they like, dang, they like that. But they're not knowing that God really was transitioning me. I didn't even realize that until you come out of it. And slowly, that little dark hole that I kept seeing every morning, I start to see a little bitty light at the end. Just a little bit. It wasn't even a lot. But whatever it was at that end, I wanted it. Right. I was tired of seeing black. And it really just took good people around me to keep me grounded and focused and saying, "Nay, you got this. You got to stop that to do this. Like, you got to crawl before you walk." My credit was like at a 5. Easy. Like, you know, I was living everything with cash. Like, I grew up that way. Cash. Credit wasn't really a factor to me. But I got so in my business that credit started to be a factor. Yeah. And it took me at least like almost a year. Maybe, you know what? 2 years. 2 years out of my 7, I had to make a plan. I had to reconstruct myself. I had to discipline myself. And all my friends that I used to hang with, hustle with, they didn't understand me. They thought I was on some bullshit. No, God was transitioning me, and they wasn't seeing it because they wasn't walking my shoes at that time. Right. Like, I had to leave all of these things alone that I loved to be able to get the greater good for me. And the most challenging thing right now is just juggling it all. Right. You ask God for all these different entities, and He give it to you. What you supposed to do? You know, you have to wake up and breathe and say, "Thank you, Jesus," because really He's the number one of it all. Right. You know, without Him and without having good friends around, you won't be able to push through right. And one thing I do know, and for everybody that is listening, is the most important thing is crawl before you walk, because really, if you got bad credit, if you got, you know, bad habits, whatever it is, you're going to have to fix it, because somewhere in your business, it's going to stop you, and you're going to have to correct it, and then you won't get further like you should. Right. And, you know, you have to just stay in your zone, stay in your lane. Like, what's for me ain't for you. Just because I'm selling tacos and I'm making $1 million, you making $1 million, that don't mean it's for the next person. God put us on this earth to share what we know how to do best. And when you do that, that's what makes you rich. Not when you see somebody else doing it because you know how to do it. Everybody could do everything. Like, I get up here and be like, I'm hosting. But will I really be successful in that? That's because that's not what God put me on this earth to do. And I think that's the biggest problem now that I'm facing is everybody want to do what you do. And I had to realize, you know what, Nate, stay focused. Because that's just temporarily. Because they don't really know that this is not all about what it looks like. It's the things that
it's the hard work.
Yeah. It's the hard work, the late nights, the 24 hours. And mind you, I got 3 kids. And they all young.
And boys.
And they're boys. And honestly, I think David was about 5 when I started leaving him at home. Honestly, I'm being real. Some people might say, dang, you was neglecting your child. In reality, I really wasn't. I was actually teaching my child how to survive. Did I leave him there cold, blatantly by himself?
Not
No,
at all. I'm about to say, now, you didn't leave him by himself now. He had brothers that's older than him.
No, actually, David is the oldest.
David is the oldest?
I mean, I'm being real and sincere right now. David is about to be 16 now. Dalen is 12 and Sincere is 10. And only person that I would actually get to a babysitter will be Sincere. Because he was the smallest. I raised David so cold that he was eligible literally to, like, he knew what to do. Like, and it's so sad that we had to transition that way, but I was a single parent, had no job, my mom was fighting cancer. It was nothing I had to do what I had to do. And then when I look back down my road, I'm like, dang, I really was doing that. So all my friends' kids, they not independent. They don't know how to do this, they don't know how to do that. And it's nothing like to talk about, but it's just that in some form or fashion, it really just helped my situation out. And I'm not saying that that's what you're supposed to do, but that was my situation. If you have to live in a car, that's your situation. Till things get better. But you have to want it. You have to have motivation, determination, and you got to pray your way through.
Pray your way through, y'all.
Because if you don't pray, baby, the devil is coming after you.
I remember when I first got to the job I'm at now. Well, I transferred to a new job.
Thank God.
But in the same hospital. But when I came there, you was the first person that taught me how to get my money in there.
Girl, I had to.
It was so funny. I knew her from another friend.
Right.
And we used to go over there and eat her wheat tacos.
Wheat wrap tacos.
Wheat wrap tacos.
Before I was cooking tacos.
Right. And so I'll never forget. After that, I just seen you at the hospital, and then you was the most sincere person I ever met. Like, literally, you sat me down like, oh no, because I was telling you my situation. I remember or something. I was doing bad. In the toxic relationship, all that, and you was like, "Oh, you need to get your breast so you can move on." Like, and you showed me, you was like, "Okay, this how you do overtime. This how you make your money. This how you make your moves. And then when you make your moves, you do this and do this." And I literally been doing it ever since. And when you left, I still been doing it because I don't even know how not to do it. So everybody always be like, "Why you still do it?" I don't know how not to do it. Even when I have it, I feel like I'm
doing
it. So I'm really happy for you. I appreciate you for even showing me how to get my money at work.
Girl, that's how we gotta do. We gotta help each other, and that's what we need to see more of. Everybody help each other, and if we do that, us as black folks, I gotta say it like that, we'll have way more. And you just gotta stop with the controversy because it's bad out here now.
Do you feel like since because she has a truck, you guys?
I do.
And so do you feel like with you having a truck and everybody has a truck now, do you feel like it's always that behind you, like that competition that the next person is doing the same thing you doing? I got to do it this way. What can I do different? Because honestly, you do it different. You really glamorize the whole scene setup, and I love it. But do you feel competition when you out there?
You know what? Honestly, I got to just be real. When I started it, I didn't feel competition because I knew that I started from the bottom. I knew I had it already when nobody else had it. So really, it wasn't competition at the point. And I start to feel like competition was coming when you get people up under you fabricating the exact same thing that you do. Mm-hmm. And even basically your own colleagues, and you like, wow. So you start to feel that way. But once again, when you be humble and you pray, God remove that from you, and he puts you in a place where competition don't even exist.
Right.
You just out there getting it. And then that's what I started to do. I had to know, like, hey, it's no competition with you. Nay, you don't just do tacos. You more than tacos. You do contract jobs. You got all, you just worldwide.
Right.
You got all these different entities that you got going that separate you from others. Like, if you at an event, they can't be at the event because the credentials that you carry, they don't even have, and they're not willing to take them steps to get. So what I had to do is learn my craft more, get more paperwork behind me, go to school to get that knowledge. I did more steps to achieve more paperwork. So while they're climbing the ladder to look like me, be just like me, I was already climbing higher to get somewhere else.
Because you had the knowledge about it.
Yeah, not even the knowledge, just that I need to set myself to the right while everybody's setting themselves to the left. You'll see 10 trucks on one block, but then they truck don't even got a line on Crenshaw, 2 people at the window, but then you go over here on Manchester, they got lines throughout the parking lot. Am I jealous of that? No. Why I'm not jealous of that? Because the God that I serve separated me for that. That's not my lane. He chose my lane and I'm walking in it, and that's why I'm successful in it. And see, that's the only thing that you have to learn, and that's a self-learn. That's not nothing nobody could teach you, and it takes time. It doesn't happen overnight, but it really takes time to get that ambitions that you're different.
Yeah.
That I need to walk to the right and not really to the left. Because that confusion to the left, somewhere down the road when an opportunity presents itself, you're going to be opt out. Because they're not looking for what the rest is doing. They looking for what they not doing.
Yeah.
And that's me all the time. And that's why I get the jobs that I get. And that's why I keep doing the things that I do. And God keep blessing me. I got 2 food trucks now. And I did like a 90-day fast at the Taste of Soul. And my best friend was sitting behind me. She was saying somebody's looking for me. And then when he found me, he said, if you don't get it, I'm going to get it. And I wanted something totally different. And I just took what God gave to me because that was the card that was dealt. Greater might be later, but I took what came first.
You know what? On that note, we're going to get into a song. James, give us a song because I know I didn't give you no songs today. But pick a song for us because you always do me right. So we're going to get into the song and then we're going to talk today. Hey, y'all. Welcome back to Gvibez 21st episode. A in the building. We got Nay in the building and we got Michelle. Michelle, come to the mic. Tell us your name. Do you want to tell us your Instagram and what do you do?
M Square Beauty Supply is my Instagram name, and I own a beauty supply in Inglewood on 1315 North La Brea, off of La Brea in Fairview.
Black owned. Check you in.
Black owned.
Okay, I want to say something to you. Nate told us about her journey. Do you want to give us a quick talk about your journey, or do you want to talk about anything to do with beauty supply and being a black owner owner as a businesswoman and stuff like that? It's like, what is your biggest setback you feel as a black owner, you think?
Accounts. They don't give us accounts. So it's hard for black owned companies to get certain accounts, and us being black, we're looking for certain hair brands, and they don't let us in at all. Even if you have the money, it's like, oh, you can't get the account, then you can get the account, then if you get the account, it got to be a cash only account. We don't get credit accounts.
Oh.
And then it's hard for us to get in unless you know somebody that's already
in the business.
And then we always have to backdoor it, and then they'll give us our accounts at higher prices. So you come in my store and you'll be like, oh, I went to LAX, this is $10 at LAX, but we don't have that same account that LAX has.
So it's different accounts for beauty supplies. It's like, oh,
yeah, you get an account for hair, like probably roster free hair, then it'd be expressions hair. You get an account for each one of those hairs in each one of the products.
Oh, do you think that was the right route you took for? Were you passionate about opening a beauty supply, and why did you open one?
One day I was just in the store, and then people was just like rude to like one of their employees, and I'm like, I need to open my own beauty supply. And then I used to be in the beauty supply all the time, and she's definitely in the beauty supply all the time. So everybody was like, open a clothing store, open a shoe store, or open a party store. I'm like, that's not what I want to do. I want to open a beauty supply. So we just went from there.
How long you been in business?
For
2 years.
almost 2 years. Maybe
Well,
almost
that's
3
good. Check you out. We're going to give her a high five or something. Some claps here. So, okay, back to Nate, and then I'm going to go to you. And we're going to talk about customer service. How do you deal with customer service as, first of all, because when you, Nate is very, to me, funny. You could talk to her. She's relatable. So when you go to her station or wherever she's parked at and you go up to you or whatever, do you get those, some of the customers that'll be like, they don't know who you are and look at you and like already feel some way about you?
Well, honestly, and I'm just being honest, I never have a problem, me personally, with customer service. It's always going to be it's really my staff. Certain staff have, give me the complaints, and they be honest complaints. And what I do is I come around and I fix the complaint.
Right.
I let them know that I do apologize. They food end up being free. They could come back the next time and it's free again. Because I'm not in it for the money. I love this shit.
Yeah.
I die for this shit. So if you know me, you don't have to pay me. I love it. So really my customer service is toned down because I cease the fire either before it come or while it's happening. And they respect it.
Right.
And a lot of people do look out for a handout, or is this too high, this, that. But at the end of the day, it's getting better. People are starting to respect the prices, and I'm loving that. Like, they not even questioning the taco is 3 for $8 or 3 for $7 or whatever it is. So I do appreciate that. But you always going to have somebody that you can't please.
Yeah.
Like, they too bougie for they self, and you still can't please them. But at the end of the day, I just try my best to accommodate. Free Kool-Aid, an extra taco. Even though we're a food truck, I tend to, if you buy 3 tacos from me and we really, really bagged up, you might end up with 5 tacos in your box. Only because in my mind, we was taking too long. And even though we really wasn't, I just want to let you know we appreciate you. And if we didn't get you a taco, we like, here go free Kool-Aid. And I'm not going to say we're perfect. Yes, we made mistakes. What food company have not made mistakes? But my mistakes has brought me here today.
Yes.
So I'm good with that.
Okay, so what about you, Michelle?
Customer service.
Because now, let me tell you something. Because the
dog.
beauty supply is one of those places, I ain't gonna even lie, it's one particular beauty supply that has everything.
Right.
And I go there and I be so frustrated because you mentioned the name. Okay. And I be so frustrated because they be evil. They be like, and then they don't really know nothing about
with customer service. I say that we're not following you around the store. You're gonna come in. We're gonna greet you. We're gonna say, hey, what you looking for? Now, if you ask us for a certain product, if we feel that product is not right for what you're telling us, we're not selling it to you.
Right.
We're not going to give it to you. Like, it's a lot of people be like, well, the edges be messed up, so do you use? That's why. And then sometimes it's like they want to go to a $5 product, but this $5 product got all these ingredients in there that is killing your hair. But when we try to give them the higher product, they don't want to pay the higher
Right, that's
price.
true.
And then if it's something that we don't have and they won't, we pick up the phone and we'll call the Girl Cave. We'll call Temple Beauty Supply. We'll call Urban Beauty Supply. Those are other black-owned beauty supplies that's biased. But we're going to call before we send you over there if we don't have it, because each beauty supply don't have the same thing.
Okay. What about you, Nay? I'm going to ask you this question. Have you ever had a bad experience that you could not fix?
Oh, yes. Yes.
Because you do a lot of events.
Oh, my God. I think I done had a couple of them, I'm being honest. In my lifespan, where do I start?
Just give us one name.
One, I'm trying to give you the best one that I can think of. Real quick.
The one that put you on social media at that time.
Which one is that?
I forgot who the girl was that put you on social media when you went to the party.
Nah, that ain't no bad experience. Okay.
Well, that sound like one.
Yeah. Well, look, okay. But see, a lot of my bad experience came out to be a good experience, but I think the struggle was real.
Okay.
Oh, you know what? I did a wedding. The worst ever. Okay, so we did the right planning. We did the right footsteps. I brought more than enough food. But the way that we were set up, literally, and it wasn't even about the food. It was really just the way we were set up. it just was all wrong. Like, I was supposed to be in one spot to cook the food, then come to find out I couldn't cook the food, wasn't in that spot, so we had to do something else different. And then it was like, I had to go in the kitchen to make food. The service is way outside. We got like 160 people. We was running out of food. It just was a disaster, but I made the best out of it, you know. I had to actually go get out the kitchen, go on the line. I was just making food out of nothing. We was just all set up wrong. It wasn't really me. It was just what the facility had us doing, and it just really just put a bad in my mouth, and I just really seemed like I couldn't come back from that. So I ended up doing another one similar, and because of that first event, it's like now I double spin just so I never be put in that position again.
Yeah. What about you, Michelle?
A bad. She works for me. And you guys
Turn her mic up. Yeah.
Me personally, I've never dealt with bad customer service, but I do have customers that come in with bad attitudes and stuff like that. But I'm good with customer service, so I know how to get around dealing with bad customers. So when a customer walks in, I go off of their mood or how they walk in. So my demeanor goes off of their demeanor. So that's why we avoid bad customer service.
So what do you do if a person is being rude? Do you just still say hi?
Yeah, I just
avoid the attitude.
Yeah, because I have a bad attitude. I'm not gonna lie.
Oh,
but when it comes to the customer,
don't say that. They gonna be at the beauty supply. Where that girl with the bad attitude at? I'm not going to her.
But when the customers come in, I still know how to work with it.
Yeah,
it's like, I wouldn't want to go to nobody else beauty supply and have somebody give me bad attitude, so why would I give it to them?
Correct.
So if you come here, you have this mood, and it's not what you want, I can't force you to want it, and I can't be mad at you for not wanting it. So I just let it be what it is, really, to avoid conflict or anything of the sort.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I really I haven't ran into like no bad customer service.
Well, that's good, because you in Inglewood too, right? Didn't you say Inglewood? And that's good, because sometimes, I ain't gonna lie, I go in there probably trying to find, ain't got really too much to find, don't know what I want, gotta look at y'all like.
Yeah, I've dealt with people
like, what do I get? Do y'all know? And they be like, you came in here.
They'll come in like complaining about prices and stuff like that, but it's like, I just tell them, you have to pay for what you want.
No, and honestly, prices, you can't really get mad at prices because you got to pay somebody too. So I don't really get mad at prices, but I understand what you feel.
Yeah, I really haven't. And then if they come and they get something, if I tell them to get something, I will follow up by email or actually call and ask them, like, how did that product work? If it didn't work, come back and try this, and I'm going to give you a discount. So.
Oh, that's cool. Okay, so, Nay, back to you.
Yes.
How do you handle having a family? You got boys and a man.
Yes.
How do you handle that pressure and work 24 hours like you do?
It's very stressful. Very, very stressful. But I'm grateful enough to have a man that actually work with me. Like, he cooks tacos with me, he does parties with me.
So it balances.
It balances because now he's working the same ethic as me.
Right.
But on the flip end, the kids get away with murder. They're getting away with it. They getting away with everything possibly that they think they could get away with it until I can stop and not go to work and I see the things that they're doing like, oh. So then I have to double back a lot because of the fact that I'm balancing a man or I'm balancing the kids, or I hear stuff at the dinner table like, why he get his plate first? Really?
not the boys.
Yes, they do. They be fighting. It be a fight in the house. So I clean up the house morning, noon, and night. They all mess up the house. Mind you, I gotta clean trucks. I gotta clean catering stuff. It's like I'm like they call me an octopus. They like, everybody not like you, Nate. Everybody don't work like you. Everybody don't stay up all night, be working. And in my mind, I'm like, well, that's the only way you gonna get to the bag.
Right.
But really, can I tell my kids that?
No.
Yeah.
You can. You can actually. You can, but you can't. You can actually just. They see how you working. They already know that you work hard.
But they don't want to work like that. My kids,
do you ever put them on the line?
They be on the line. But guess what? All my kids know how to do: sell tacos, work the register, cook tacos. They know how to. If I was to leave today, they got it down back. Period.
Oh, that's good.
But that's not what they want to do. So if that's not what they want to do, they're not going to pursue it. But I use them all. They on payroll. My 16-year-old is on payroll right now. Like, yeah, you're going to mop it, you're going to clean it. The only thing I don't like about the younger generation, you have to tell them, take out the trash. Common sense would say, take out the trash, put the trash back in. Oh, no. You got to say, take out the trash and put the trash back in. Like, really? Like, really? Or you have to tell them, Thursday, trash go out. They going to take out the trash but not clean up the other trash. Like, you have to tell them, they're only going to do what you ask.
Yeah.
Nothing else, nothing more.
Don't you think that's kid spirit? Did you used to do extra when you was...
I did not. I thought, no, my mama would slap the hell out of me. No. She told me to take out the trash. I took out the damn trash and put the trash back in, and I was a smart one. If I wanted to go somewhere, I'm cleaning
up
house,
everything.
She ain't even got to ask me.
And the bathroom.
And mind you, I'm doing it way prior. Like, I'm going to do it like a week in advance. And I'm going to consistently do it. And now Michelle got a little skate party. Hey, Mom, can I go to the skate party? Now she low-key want to just say no, because that's what she normally tell me. But then she think about it, be like, you know what? Yeah, you could go. Who's picking you up? How you getting there? But I was already ahead of the game. These kids know. You know what they do? Let me get to the house and start cleaning. Really?
Yeah, I used to clean up 30 minutes before I knew my mom was coming.
That
I'm sorry.
was smart. Don't let me catch you doing it.
Yeah, don't let you catch you doing
You know?
it. And then there's 3 boys. It was 3 of us, so we used to do that all the time.
And I told them, y'all stupid, because y'all know how to finesse me. I said, y'all can pretty much have everything, go everywhere and do everything, but it's just how you do it. David, you know you want to go somewhere, you know you're supposed to clean up. Guess what? I don't get home till 10:30, 11, if that's what you think I'm coming home. Start cleaning up at 9.
Right.
Why you still sleep? When I get there, then want to clean up when I get there, and I'm telling you what to do. So really, it's been bothering me, honestly. And I think that's my most stressful thing in the house is grabbing hold to the kids and trying to discipline them and raise them. But honestly, what I can say is if I sent them off to you, they'll show you that I'm raising them well.
Right.
But when it comes to me,
yeah, they're going to give you half.
they giving me like I'm a bad parent, you know?
Nah, that's not true.
Well, we know that, but that's not how they treat me.
You know what? One more thing. Shell, do you have anything to say about that?
My daughter on payroll too. She on Nate's payroll,
Yeah.
my payroll. She have her own business to her own self. So
Yeah.
Oh, y'all just making the millionaires
yeah,
happen before they even get
she's
there.
with me like 24
Well,
hours.
how do y'all deal with y'all kids being of age and dating? 'Cause
They was raised together, so we raised David and Mariah.
David
together.
and
No,
Right,
but I'm
okay.
saying, how do you deal with boys
growing
with
up.
her?
How do you do with us growing up?
Like
well,
when
with her, I've been a girl before, so and then she works a lot, so she's at the shop in the morning. Then she's with Nate, so she's 16. She's a girl. She's a teenager. So I let her have her way. Like she's a teenager.
Okay, what about boys? Do you be afraid of that part coming?
No, I don't really be. She has like a boyfriend. I'm not afraid of a boy. Like I
Do
think
you
I raised
do
her
you
right.
have to tell her because sometimes you may not be available to tell her everything? Do you set her
Oh,
down and do you be
No,
like, okay,
we have talks. They have talks.
We have deep talks.
It's a lot of girls in my family, so we have deep talk. So if I don't catch something and she catch something, she's calling, and then she's calling me. If my sister catch something, she's calling me.
We got like a little system.
okay, well, what about you? Because you got 3 boys.
Well, see, here's the thing with the boys.
And the 16. Ooh.
The boys is just, I think my most challenging thing with my younger son is actually fine because he's like still into the game. He like to play basketball and the video game. So he's really okay. It's really the middle one and the oldest, like they have the same dad. And the fact that me and the dad doesn't co-parent, it's a disaster. So he feels as if he could go to the dad house and function over there, but you can't even do the simple task as take the trash out.
And see, I have to get David. I have to get on David.
Yeah.
Because it's like the teenagers want to be grown. Like they want to be grown.
Yeah.
Like they feel like, oh, we work. So if we work and make our own money,
Yeah, I can have a girlfriend in my room.
we can do what we want to
Or
do.
I could buy a phone and then say you got in trouble and I'll take it. The man, he looking at me like, excuse me, I
I pay
bought
my
that.
I bought, oh,
Yeah, I pay
Like,
my
really?
own phone bill.
I would slap the hell out of you.
just because you on payroll don't mean I ain't your mama.
Yeah, so yesterday, He actually, what did he do yesterday? I'll tell you, simple thing he did yesterday. So he went to my friend's house with her son, and I said, David Gray's not good. He can't go nowhere. So I guess both of them begged him. They went to this party. He come back home the next day. So he come in the house. He did speak because I get on about that, right? So his brother, which is the middle child, wore his house shoes and he got dirty, whatever. So he went in the room trying to discipline him, like, don't be messing with his shit. And then he came out the room, said, clean this shit. I must have threw the little, it was like a tic-tac game on the counter, threw it at his butt. Like, really? I'm still right here. So them little things be the stuff that I don't like. You know, like I'm still your mom. And you still can get messed up. And then it's a big issue because they like, why you don't hit David, but you hit the other ones? This is why I don't hit David. Because, yeah, David just said shit and I threw something at him. He's not going to continue with me. But the other two will go back and forth with me to where I can pop them upside the head or something. So David got a little bit more game than them. So you know how that goes.
And since he older and you done taught him from 5.
I done taught him for 5. He thinks that but he is, though.
He's mature.
He's very mature. But
they want to have it their way.
Yeah.
It's like the grown thing. I'm 16. I work. I make my own money. Yeah.
Do what I want to do. Okay, so James, we're going to get into another song right quick, and then we're going to come back and end with you guys. Hey, welcome back to G Vibes. I have the girls still here, Nays Tacos, and what is your beauty supply name again?
Square Beauty Supply.
Yes. Okay, so I want to say one thing to y'all before we go. How about you talk about the expanding part of your business? Both of you guys. We're going to start with Nay again and then go to Michelle.
Expanding. God is good again. Like I said, I started with the cart, and God blessed me with 5 little carts, and I, capitalized off the 5 carts. I didn't get no loans. I just went outside, prayed, and did what I had to do every day. And then I noticed I got to a certain standpoint to where I needed more. And, I ended up getting the first truck. Now, while I was getting the first truck, I was paying on it, and I didn't have it in my possession until it was already paid. And then my best friend, she always had something going, and she got her a beauty supply. Mm-hmm. And I was pretty much already with the industry with the truck, and I watched how it went. We best friends, so we talk every day about what the business is. We just really talk about business and how to get to the next level and grow each other. So I watched her create this beauty supply. I got the food truck, but I'm watching her create this beauty supply. My man actually built it, and I'm watching everything that could go wrong in there. I watched it. Everything that could went good, I watched it. Mm-hmm. So I'm like, damn, it gave me opportunity to not make the same mistakes. Even though she didn't want to make mistakes, it just happened in the game that we in.
Right.
So I'm like, okay, I'm just going to have patience. This is not my time. And I think the best thing about expanding is don't expand before your time. Yeah. You expand when it's time, and I did that. See, and that's why I said I started really from the bottom. I expanded mm-hmm. with the grills, then I expanded with the trailer. Now I got a driving truck. I expanded with that, and now I got a restaurant. And this is just like within the 7 years that I've been grinding.
And when does that come? When is that coming?
I got everything is in my possession right now. So basically, I'm getting the building up to code. I want to make sure everything is straight. So I'm planning on May. It's not a guarantee because it's really what Inglewood, the city of Inglewood.
Oh, it's going to be in Inglewood. Represented for Inglewood.
I'm on Hillcrest. I'm on Hillcrest. So I am going to have it. I'm getting it together now. So we pushing for May.
That line finna be hella long.
Actually,
I'm going to have to text her and then I'm still not going to get in. Okay,
you know what? Yeah, because I'm not going to answer my phone. But honestly, it's going to be a special treatment. You know, if you just want to grab something, I got 2 food trucks that's going to be on the street. Just grab it from that. Book me for a catering party. But it's going to be real intimate with the restaurant. Mm-hmm. So it's not going to be like a flyby. I'm doing real cutlery, hot plates, beer and wine. So I'm trying to bring
beer and wine?
Beer and wine. I'm trying to bring something different.
And it's not going to just be tacos?
Yeah, it's not going to be, no. I'm bona fide restaurant, breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
Oh.
6 days a week, closed every Monday.
So you going to be back there cooking sometime?
I'm going to be there every day. And Sundays is brunch with mimosas, unlimited, baby.
Go Nay! Okay, Michelle, you and expanding?
Me and expanding, I can say I actually had, like she said, the first shop. I had the first shop on Slauson. We did a big build out. I did buku money with no loans on all these products and everything else, and it caught on fire.
from somebody else.
From somebody else.
From the being in the shopping
So
center.
all my money, all our hard work, everything went up in smoke. So we had to move it to a storage unit. So the people were still doing orders in the storage unit and still calling like when you open. And so I'm like, okay, forget it. Let's open up. So we end up going to actually La Brea. So that's how we got the second place.
Okay.
But as far as expanding go, I would say learn your ropes before you try to expand.
Learn your craft.
Yeah.
Don't move ahead of your time. Because it's not your time. Can't be
Right.
like everybody else.
Well, you guys give out your Instagram because we finna head up out of here and give out any social network or anything you want to leave everybody with entrepreneurship.
Keeping up with Nays Tacos, Instagram, Facebook, Nays Tacos, www.naystacos.com. Stay motivated, stay positive, stay humble, and most important, stay prayed up.
Period.
M Square Beauty Supply, www.msquarebeautysupply.com. I would say stay humble, have a good work ethic, and don't give up.
Okay, y'all. Thank y'all for coming.
Whoop, whoop. Thank you for having us.
Thank
We're so proud of
you. Thank you, girl. So that was the show of Gvibez. We talked about entrepreneurship, customer service, a bunch of everything. Make sure you tune in for the Valentine's special with the couples next week, and I'll see y'all next week. Make sure you check out my Instagram on G9 at Gvibez, YouTube at Gvibez, and I'll see you guys soon. Bye.